This is the second part of my Big Five project. If you don't know what my Big Five project is, it's a new project where I listen to every album by my 5 favorite artists. These are Queen, Pink Floyd, David Bowie, Radiohead, and Swans. And I listen to these in chronological order. I plan to re-listen to each album and to create a short track-by-track review for each album. This time the album is Pink Floyd's The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Pink Floyd's debut album is one that I used to not like as much. I think I found some of the songs too silly and I didn't like the psychedelic elements. I have now grown to find most of the songs catchy in some way or to appreciate the instrumental parts. The album starts with the track Astronomy Domine, which might be the best song on the album. It is pretty much what a psychedelic rock song of this style should sound like. I think it has the right amount of spaciness and it's also very hypnotic. I think the instruments are also played incredibly well, which is why I'd give the song a solid 9 out of 10. At number 2 we have Lucifer Sam, where we get some lyrics about a cat, which are backed by some more great instrumental moments. The song also has a quite energetic and driving beat. If I had to criticize something, it would be that the song drags a little bit towards the end, but not too much. It is still a high 8 out of 10. Song number 3 is called Matilda Mother. This song is clearly a bit slower than the previous two, even though I like the atmosphere of this song. I don't think this is as interesting as the previous two tracks. Also, I think the way they scream waiting in the middle of the song just irritates me a little bit. I would give the song a high 7 to a low 8. Next up we have the song Flaming, which I think is a little bit boring at the start, but the instrumental progresses towards the middle where it is actually great in my opinion. And out of the songs we've had so far, this is also the one where Syd Barrett's childlike songwriting style becomes more apparent than on the previous tracks, which is why I'd give the song an 8 out of 10. Track number 5 is called Pow Art Talk Age. On this track, some of the band members try to imitate animal noises, but it doesn't sound really good. Other than these moments, this track is entirely instrumental. There is a nice jazzy piano in the song, but it's nothing crazy. I can see what the band were going for on this track, and I think that it works as its own piece, but I don't necessarily like this song. I would still give it a low 6 out of 10. Track number 6 is Take Up Thy Stethoscope and Walk. This track immediately starts off with some loud and chaotic vocals which don't really work in my opinion. Overall, I'd say that this is a bit of a jammy track, which is cool, but I would have liked some more musical progression. Also, the spoken bits are not necessary. I would give the song a solid 6 out of 10. Track number 7 is Interstellar Overdrive, where with a total duration of almost 10 minutes, this is the album's longest track. Many people call it their favorite from the album, but I find it hard to do so. This is mainly because I've had fluctuating opinions on the middle section, which we'll get to soon. This completely instrumental track starts with a very catchy chromatic riff and some jamming until around 2.5 minutes. Then comes the middle section, which is a slow, jammy build-up. This section is very psychedelic but also very long, and maybe even a little bit too long for me. Near the end, the bass teases the return of the starting riff again, and when it returns to the starting riff at the end of the song, there is some incredibly heavy panning, which I kind of find interesting. I would give the song a solid 8 out of 10. Track number 8 is called The Gnome. The lyrics of the song are kinda silly. They are about, well, a gnome. It is somewhat funny that the song even exists, and I think the instrumental is great and I love the whispering part. Overall, The Gnome is a very short and sweet track. It's a low 8 for me. Track number 9 is Chapter 24, which very interestingly is based on Chinese poetry. Even though the instrumental is great, I think it's just a little bit too slow. However, I think the ending is sort of beautiful, which is why I'd give the song a high 7 out of 10. Track number 10 is called The Scarecrow, or on some other releases, just Scarecrow. What I love most about the song is the harmonies. There are two things though that I have mixed feelings about. First, the galloping noises, and second, the random entry of the instruments towards the end. But it's still fine. It's like a low to solid 7. Track number 11 is the final track of the album, which has quite a catchy melody in the verses. I think the choruses sound quite different, and the switch up between verses and choruses feels a bit weird, but somehow it works. And interestingly, the instrumental is also building up towards the climax of the song, which is something I love a lot. I'm not sure what to think about the outro, but I don't mind it too much, so it doesn't change my opinion on the track a lot. It's a high 7 overall. Overall, I think The Piper at the Gates of Dawn is a good start to Pink Floyd's career, but there are still some flaws. I think the album could totally live without tracks 5 and 6. I think they did a better job of the psychedelic rock sound on their next album, A Saucer Full of Secrets. Overall, I would give this album a high 7 to a low 8. Here you can see my track ranking. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. I really want to upload more of these reviews, so I would really enjoy seeing your support. Thanks!